welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the Transformers Bumblebee Optimus Prime DLX scale figure. Now this is from Threezero. Now the one I actually picked up was from supposedly Threezero Toys, but they actually have merged with Threezero, so now they actually are like Threezero. Like Threezero had took them over or something like that. I think it was like a spin-off of them or something like that, but now Threezero, from what I'm hearing, is actually in control of like the whole thing. So this is like a Threezero program that does say it on there, you know. But yeah, I just chose to pick one of these up because I was like a fan of the Transformers, you know. I remember like the cartoons and so on, you know. I've seen all the films in the theaters too as well. I even saw the original one from like the 80s, you know. I even saw that like in the theaters too, you know, like Transformers the movie. I also saw the Michael Bay ones, you know, even Bumblebee. And I actually think that the Bumblebee film was actually like the better one of the live action films, you know. But yeah, I'm going to get into this right now. And I did get to see Bumblebee in the theaters too as well, you know. Alright. Okay, as you can see, this is the box art for the Threezero Bumblebee, Transformers Bumblebee Optimus Prime figure. I think this is cool. You can see like an image of Optimus Prime right down the front with like his glowing eyes. There's also like a symbol of like of the Autobots. You know, it says Optimus Prime. Also has on the back too as well, like the symbol, you know, DLX. And like I said, this is actually a Threezero product because you can see like their logo right there. It says Threezero. Now I must admit, this box is heavy too. I know it's for it to be so thin, it seems to be pretty heavy. And I know you can also open the box like this, and you can see like it's like window style packaging. You can take a picture of the figure right here, Optimus Prime, you know. Then you also can see him like on the inside too as well, with like the accessories. See, I think this is pretty cool packaging. So I'm going to get into this. First of all, I want to show the warranty sheet that Threezero usually sends with their products. I had one for the Rambo 2 one, like from Threezero. They had one too as well. I must admit I did have trouble getting that to activate to actually start. You know, I'm gonna try it again with we have Optimus Prime, but this right here is the actual instruction booklet. So as you can see, this is actually different from like the usual ones. You know, it's actually almost like a magazine. You know, it's kind of large. You can see like the instructions for like Optimus Prime, how to put them together and so on. So I think that's kind of cool. So I'm probably looking at this a lot. I think his is kind of, I know the stand there, I believe it's kind of complicated. Okay, what I want to talk about first is the actual stand for Optimus Prime. So as you can see, this is the actual platform that you get. It has a Bumblebee, like the logo of it right on the color front of it. It has a Threezero logo too as well. This is kind of a large base too as well, as you can see. Then you also get this right here too as well, as you can see. This is the actual like the neck piece of it, and it has all kind of like functions in it too as well, where you can take it out like this and so on, you know. It slides down, you know, so you can put like Optimus Prime like in various like positions. But what you do with it though, you take this right here, like that section right there, you actually have to stick this bottom part right here inside of it. So I'm gonna see if I can do it. Yeah, it looks like it goes in pretty good. Then you take this spot up here that's like loose right here, and just press it on there. Then you have it locked in. And as you can see, it has like this like ratcheting like thing where you can actually raise it up. Cause you also can do this too. As you can see, you can raise it kind of high. So I think that's kind of cool. And it looks like you actually have to press it right here to get it to go down. From what I'm noticing. I know you can't really like force it. It's like you have to press it. And this piece right here also can come out too as well. Just like this piece right here. Let me see if I can get it. Actually, I'll probably save it for later. But yeah, this is the actual stand. I think this is kind of cool, you know, that they have it like this. Because like I said, I'm not too big of a fan of these kind of stands, like from other companies, because sometimes they kind of break easy. But these might be more, probably better, like on a better level, you know, better scale, you know. Optimus Prime is heavy too, I must admit. Ooh, he feels heavy. So as you can see, this is how they have him packaged in here. Oh, he's heavy too. Now this is made of like die-cast metal too, by the way. So as you can see, they have them in plastic. So what I do is actually just take all this off. It looks like they have them in round separate whole plastic too. So let's see. And he also has them up here on these right here too. I forget what they call those. And I think that's it. I am rather impressed with this. I think this is awesome. So as you can see, this here is the Threezero Optimus Prime figure based on the movie Bumblebee. So I'm going to do is actually just measure him. And it looks like he's about, with the, I think they call them smokestacks, it looks like he's about 12 inches. So what I do first is just talk about like the articulation of the figure. Now I must admit, this figure is heavy. It feels like a brick. You can't really see it like until you actually hold it. It really feels heavy. I have never had a figure, I don't think, this heavy, you know. It feels almost like a quarter scale figure. As you can see, there he is. Now I must admit, the likeness to Optimus Prime is just awesome, you know. And it is, of course, you know, based on like the Bumblebee movie, you know, so that particular version of this. And I would have preferred this particular version of Optimus Prime, you know. I wasn't too big on like how Michael Bay was actually removing like his mouth and so on. And he had to cover it, you know. I liked it when he had to cover it because he was mostly only used when he was fighting, like in the Michael Bay films. So I thought that they kind of stayed true to how he really does look with this particular form, you know. But yeah, this is done very well. I think this is beautiful. Like I said, it's very heavy too. Like when you feel it, it feels so heavy in your hands, you know. I like how they have like the Autobot symbols right there on each arm. That's cool, you know. And the actual material itself looks like weathered and stuff. You can see the paint is kind of faded. I like how you can see all like the robotic like mechanisms inside the figure too as well. I think that's done pretty good. So let me see how far. Let's see, his arms go to about right there. I know he has lots of like articulation too as well. You actually got to like bend them. I think certain things have to be unlocked too, so you can't get like his arms like up to that length right there. And I think these smokestacks, I think that's what you call them. These can be removed too, if I'm not mistaken. But I just let mine stay there, you know. But you can see how Optimus Prime's arms go. Yeah, when you look at his shoulder blades, these actually can rise up like that too, as you can see. So you can push them up on both sides. Of course, he has a head articulation too. You can rotate his head. I think that's awesome. That's cool. He can look up and he can kind of look down too as well. You know, I think that's cool the way this works. I think this is on like a ball joint. You can see he has like a bend in the arm too, so you can't bend his arm. Looks like it's kind of, oh okay, it does go kind of hard, so you can't bend it to like that length right there, as you can see. So he does have articulation in that arm too. And of course like the hands can like turn. Now I do like they kind of stiff, you know. But I know he has other hands too as well. And another thing too I know about this figure too, you can actually put him like in like a split mode, like his legs, but you actually have to raise these like little metal things right here on the side. And you can tell you got to be kind of careful because the way they feel, you have to raise them like that. Then you can actually put Optimus Prime like in a split. So as you see, you can put him like in a split like that. Man, that's cool. And of course his leg can go up like that too, but I think you do have to have that kind of out the way, you know. And he does have a bend, and you actually can see all the mechanisms inside of it actually working when you like bending it. You can even hear it. It makes like this crunching noise. I don't know if you can hear that. Now you can see all the mechanisms like working inside the figure. That is awesome, I must admit. I notice he also has those pieces right here too as well, like on the front. I think looks like you gotta lift it up. Yeah, right there you have to lift those up to actually be able to put his legs all the way up if you want. The feet can swivel too somewhat, you know. And as you can see, he does stand too pretty good. So I'm gonna close these back down. Another thing I think cool about this figure too, if you look at his back, I remember seeing this like other people's reviews, you can actually tilt like a Optimus Prime like back all the way up. That's how much range he has. So you can see his spine, so you actually can put him in a position where he's actually like that. You can bend him all the way. I think that's about it. Like all the way like that, and he still stands. Look at that, he still stands up. He doesn't like fumble over, you know. I bet it's because like the actual weight in the figure, you know. But as you can see, he does like stand up. I must admit, this is much better than I thought. I really am impressed with this figure. This is so cool, and I like the weight to him. He feels like so solid, you know, like the metal, you know, in him. And he has so many like mechanisms like working on it, you know. I think this is done very well. And this is die-cast metal too, by the way. I know that's what they call that, this kind of stuff. He also has like a rock too, where you can rock him back. You can't really turn him on, I think, at the top, you know. I must admit, this is awesome. Now what I want to talk about is the actual accessories that come with the Threezero Optimus Prime figure, which I think is amazing. This right here is this actual ion blaster, as you can see right here, Eon blaster. And this is done very well. And I always thought this was a cool weapon of Optimus Prime. As you can see, this is done very well. It's like it's painted like in a grayish like color, look like it. I also know that if you look closely, the actual clip can be removed too as well. And you can see the actual like bullets like on the inside. And then you can take it, you know, and put it back in. Now what I want to do is talk about the actual hands that come with Optimus Prime. These are like the last accessories that come with the Optimus Prime figure. He has like the actual command hand. Now he has a total of seven separate like alternate hands, but actually about 9 if you include these two. That's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you count the ones that are actually already on him, that's like 9 hands. But this right here is his actual command hand. It has like the piece like type look, like 2 fingers. And like how these are weathered too as well, like they've been through some action. Autobots, let's go. Then he also has 2, I guess these are like the weapon holding hands right here. You have one for the left and one for the right for holding like the blaster. Then he has 2 spread hands for left and right. Then he has 2 relaxed hands if you just want his hands that relax for left and right. As you can see, there's Optimus Prime with the actual blaster in his hand. Now I must admit, I actually had to loosen it to actually get it in there, you know. But he does hold it pretty good, you know. So there's no questions how I'll be displaying my Optimus Prime figure like with his blaster. Now another feature I think is awesome about this Threezero Optimus Prime figure is that you actually can put like batteries like in his head and give him like a blue like glowing eyes. So he has like a LED light feature in it, which is actually up here in his head. It's right up here, so you have to actually take his head off, and then you can put the batteries on the inside. So I'm gonna see if I can do that right quick. And this I must admit you have to be careful with too, because it's kind of tricky. But as you can see, this is how you will pull like Optimus Prime's like head off to actually get to the batteries, you know. You have to remove the top of his head, and then once you do that, you have to pull out the actual battery tray, because this is what you will put like the actual batteries in and then put it back in his head. So I'm gonna show that right quick. Now once you get the batteries in, that's how they actually look. As you can see, it takes 2 AJ13 batteries, if I'm not mistaken. Those batteries also have like different names too, you know, but the ones I actually use are actually like 357, because those are the same batteries as those, you know. I think if anything, like you can probably get ones with like a different power level that probably lasts longer, you know, and so on, you know. Then once that is done, you take these and you just put them right back in. You can tell exactly how you will line it up too, because you can actually see the button right up there on top of like Optimus Prime head. Let's see if I can mash it right quick. So you can see they're already on. As you can see, then you can cut it off, you know. If I can get it. Then once I do, you just take like his top of his head, and I guess it will just snap back on, you know, once you have it. And once you have it on, I must admit, I thought I found a little trouble with it. You would just press like right up here, this top button. You know, his eyes will come right on, as you can see. Let's see if I can do it right here, cause look, I gotta really get in there. But that's because of the way I got this head back on, you know. I don't have it on like real tight. But I do think that's an awesome effect though, you know, it looks cool. There's no question I have them like this sometimes. Last thing I want to talk about the Threezero Optimus Prime figure is the actual his stand that he has. And I must admit, this is an interesting mechanism, you know. And like I said, I am very familiar with these actually breaking kind of easily, like from other companies, you know. But this one probably a little more stable. But like I mentioned before, there are like a lot of things you can do with this figure. Like if you want to put Optimus Prime like in different poses and so on. But also what I want to show too as well, to actually put him on this is what I think is kind of odd, you know. Is you actually have to turn Optimus Prime around. And you can set this flap right here on the back of his like a butt. And you would just pull that on out. It opens very easily, as you can see. So you'll have like this separate piece. And I know I probably never put that back in because I always have him on like on the stand. Then what you would actually do is take this right here, and you would stick this in like Optimus Prime, you know, like his rear side. So I'm gonna get out of the truck. Now this rear, you have to be kind of careful with, because you can see this piece right here. This actually comes loose, so you actually have to take this out right here. Let's see if I can do it. You actually have to push that on out, as you can see, because what this is right here, this like determines, this piece right here actually determines how you're gonna have Optimus Prime on the stand. You know, you can kind of have him like up in the air like that, so you actually have to have it raised like that, or you can have him like down where he's just standing straight. So I'm gonna see if I can just get him like in a standing up pose. So I put it in like that. Like I said again, you can raise this up too if you want. And if you want to bring it down, like say if you raise it up, you just press this right here. And like you got to be kind of careful too to just bring it down. And then you can even extend this too as well. So I'm gonna do it, see if I can just put him on this right quick. And it does hold him once you actually put him in there, as you can see. You actually can have him on on the stand. I think I got it in all the way, because there's no question that is how I actually have my Optimus Prime is on the stand, you know. I also want to show that you can really put Optimus Prime in some awesome poses, you know. You can have him like jumping in the air, as you can see, you know. So there's no question I'll be displaying them like this, because I do like some of my figures like that. And they have like a dynamic stand type, you know, stand. I do put them in poses like this, where they're actually in the air, you know. You actually have to still lock this stand too to keep them up here though too. But as you can see, it does hold them, and it's a heavy figure too, but it does hold it very well, you know. Okay, that's the Threezero Transformers Bumblebee Optimus Prime DLX 1/6 scale figure. This figure is superb, awesome. It is much better than I thought it was going to be, you know. Now again, this is based on the Optimus Prime that we actually saw in the Bumblebee film, which I thought was very good, and I did get to see that in the theaters, you know. Cause I actually kind of believe that was the best one of the live action films, because I know that wasn't directed by Michael Bay, you know. Cause I saw like the Michael Bay ones like in the theater too as well. Even like the ones from like the 80s, I went and saw that in the theater, you know. But I think this is an awesome figure, you know. This is superb, you know. I'm surprised at the actual like weight and like the feel of the figure itself. This figure is like very heavy, you know. It's like very heavy because I know it's made of die-cast metal, from what I'm hearing, you know. I'm not too familiar with those kind of figures, you know. But I think this is superb, awesome. Like the detail and the likeness to Optimus Prime in that particular film is like just superb. And like I said, even the stand, he doesn't have too many accessories, But the stand itself is, I think, awesome. You could put him like in dynamic poses. I think his blaster is pretty cool too as well, you know. So I would definitely recommend picking this figure on up. You know, this is awesome and superb, you know. So this is the Threezero Transformers Bumblebee DLX 1/6 scale figure. I would definitely and highly recommend picking this figure up, you know. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well. Autobots, let's roll. The Transformers, robots in disguise. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Dun, 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 dun.